This is my current camera. This is the heavier version. It's heavy, not the body. The body is not heavy. This is the Canon 80D. So this is the Canon 80D. This lens is the, I'll show you the lens. So this lens is a bigger lens, is an heavier lens compared to this lens here. It's almost twice of it, whereas the 50mm is half of this also. So different lenses does different things. This lens has autofocus in it, and this lens, the size is, you can see the size out there. This is the Canon zoom lens EF 18 by 135 mm. This lens will blur the background. It will give you that blurry background that you need, and it will focus. So when I come closer, you can pretty much see what I'm focusing on, versus if I'm just using a lens like this that doesn't focus, what you see is what you get. Couple of settings. So let me assemble this well. So a couple of settings that you have on the body of the camera. Using the 80D, whenever I set it up, I always keep, when I'm filming, I keep my settings to auto. So let me get a pen or something right over here. So I keep my setting right over here to auto. So you have it right over here. Okay, there we go. So it's right over here. The setting is auto. Okay, you can see. Yeah. So the setting right over here is auto, and which is A. When I'm filming, I keep it with auto. I let everything be auto. And when I want to take a picture, sometimes I'll change it to P if I don't want the flash to turn on. If the flash needs to turn on, I'll keep it as auto. When I'm filming and I'm connecting my laptop to my computer and I'm filming through a USB for what they call it, for live stream, I will keep it as manual, M for manual. You see the M right over there for manual. When you take pictures, depending on what type of pictures you want to, you have to check the iOS, check the lighting, check the aperture, check to see if it's exactly the amount of light you want in. The iOS can change depending on what your setting is. So let me put the lens back in. We're going to put the lens back in. So the lens is back in, and I'm going to turn this on. So when I turn it on, this is what it looks like. Right now, there's no card inside. Let me bring a card. And I prefer this card. So this is the card that I use. This is the best card that I have found that I use for my picked videos. They work really well. They don't give me any stress. A lot of other cards always give me a lot of stress. So let's do this. I'm going to turn it back on. So when you turn it on, we're going to turn it on right over here. So this camera is very heavy. So when I turn it on, the menu area, this is a touch screen. This flips out so that if you are recording yourself, you can pretty much see yourself through the lens. See that? You can pretty much see yourself through the lens. But the key thing about this is this screen is touch screen. It's touch screen. So when you want to shoot it, I always make sure that I keep it as auto. I keep the setting as auto. And then the menu, once it's at auto, if I go to the iOS setting, I can't change the iOS so much when it's at auto. Now, if I keep it at manual, then I can change the iOS setting. Now, the manual, I don't use that when I film because I find that my quality is not as specific. I have to keep on setting the lighting, but if I keep it as auto, it adjusts to the lightings that I have told you about. So depending on the kind of lightings that I use, when I put it as auto, the lightings, it adjusts accordingly. So auto is my favorite. Now I've changed it to manual, and if you see with manual, let me cover it. So if you see with manual, right over here, you have the iOS setting. right over here. So so I'm gonna be in front of the camera, and you can see when I change the iOS setting right here, I can make it brighter or darker. So watch. So you see, I can make it as bright as I want or as dark as I want. So that's the thing with manual. With manual, you are constantly changing it. When I do live stream that and I have to set it up with manual, I know I gotta change this. And with all the lights set, all the lights that I have two box lights. I have an overhead light. Whenever I'm doing my Amazon live stream, I have two box lights over here, and then I have an overhead light.